Hello everybody, it's Becky Singleton and you're on Happy, Healthy, and Fit. We're going to talk about codependency. Do you know what that means? If you don't, you're going to learn today here on Happy, Healthy, and Fit.
Can you show me the way? Can you show me the way? Can you show me, baby, can you show me the way? Can you show me the way? Can you show me the way? Can you show me, baby, can you show me the way?
Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm Becky Singleton, and hopefully you've been doing well. I've been doing great. Welcome back. If you're a first timer, welcome. And if you've been here before, thank you. I really appreciate it. And if you could, please subscribe, like, and share. Share these contents with other friends, people you think that would be helpful to learn or know more about. Go ahead and do that. It really does help the channel. And any YouTuber you watch really appreciates it as well. So we're going to get started. But before we do, I want to remind you all about my Happy, Healthy, and Fit journal. It is selling on Amazon, and it's a great little gift, especially as we come into the holidays. And, you know, it's just a very self-caring book, and I'm really proud of it. So if you're interested, go to Amazon. It's Happy, Healthy, and Fit Becky Singleton, and it'll be there for you if you're interested. So thank you so much. And thank you for those who have already purchased it, especially my neighbor, Daryl. Daryl sent me this picture when he received his book. So it's not just for women, it's for men too. So thank you so much, Daryl. I really appreciate you. So we're going to talk about codependency. And the reason I brought up codependency is there's so many people that are codependent on someone, and it's a really low vibration, and it's a very bad connection to have with somebody. And it can easily be done. Our children sometimes are codependent on us because they are children and they need us to supply them with shelter, with food, with clothing. So that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about grown adults. Let's just say a 51-year-old woman who's had 5 children, and she's codependent on the money of a man. That's a problem. You should, at this age, be able to take care of yourself. Everybody should be able to take care of themselves without another person. Now, I'm just going to go back in time. As a young girl, I had to really take care of myself as a young person. My family, my mother worked a lot of hours, but we were left on our own to fend for ourselves, to feed ourselves, to get ourselves ready, even so much as to buy our own clothes and do those types of things. And I'm talking young, teenager, early teenager years. And I learned early on, I got a job when I was 14 years old, working at a retail store, and I kind of fibbed and said I was 16 years old when I wasn't. I was 14. I just wanted the job, and I looked older. So, and I was very mature for my age. So I got the job. When I turned 16, they're like, "Aren't you graduating soon?" And I had to tell them the truth, like, "No, I'm just turning 16." And they were like, "We would never have known it." But I worked there for many, many years. My point in saying, I remember having to take a bus and a train and walk down this like alleyway. It was dark. I remember when I worked at night, it was dark, and I'm so grateful, you know, because I was a young woman, that no one assaulted me or kind of came after me trying to get to this mall. But I always took care of myself. I did whatever I needed to do to get to work. I did whatever I need to do at work. Plus, remember, I'm in high school and an athlete. So I played sports, I went to school, and I worked. And I was also very helpful in taking care of my younger sister, Michelle, which you've met a few times on the channel. There's a 4-year gap between us, and so it was important that I helped her in a role where she couldn't help herself. So there was a lot. I cannot see myself ever codependent on anybody because whatever I need to do, I do alone.
I need myself tonight. That's all I got in the end.
Right now, I'm a single mom, a single woman who cares for a teenage child. And having said that, everything I do is around taking care of her. And I cannot be codependent on somebody while I'm taking care of somebody. That just doesn't make any sense, right? So, I've always learned to stand on my own 2 feet. My father, surprisingly, would often tell both my sister and I, the only help you're ever going to get are at the end of your wrists. Use them. Basically, you put your hands on whatever you need to do to take care of yourself. We were never taught to allow ourselves to lean on anybody but ourselves. And sometimes that backfires, and I'm going to share with you why that backfired, at least in my world. So because I was such a go-getter and I always worked multiple jobs, always. I just always did. And they weren't like little retail jobs. No, I had my own company and I worked in corporate America. I had things coming in different directions, and I was capable of making money and doing well because I knew I had to take care of myself. I couldn't rely on anyone, though the men I was married to saw that differently. They were like, oh, she can crank out the money. I'm not going to work, or I don't want to do this. I don't have to work too hard because she'll work hard for us. That's not good. That's not good, ladies. If you have a man in your life who is not pulling his weight, who is not equal give and take, and that goes for men to women. If there's a woman in your life that is not pulling her weight, is not equal give and take, and I'm talking not a stay-at-home mom because she's doing her part with the kids. I'm talking a grown woman. Remember, I use the analogy of a 51-year-old woman who's more than capable of taking care of herself. That's what I'm talking about. You have to be able to care for yourself without the help of other people. Codependency looks like, oh, I can't do it without you. I need you. Putting guilt and emotional disturbance on another person who has a big heart. But it's not their place to take care of a grown person. You can't do that. It's not okay. I'm divorced because of that same situation. I'm divorced because somebody wasn't able to stand on their own 2 feet. They were unwilling. They were capable, but they were unwilling. And you have to be real careful as a giving person how much you're going to give to. Why are you doing that? Why is that person feeling like can't stay on their own 2 feet? You're not helping somebody. Let me just repeat that. You are not helping them by not allowing them to stay on their own 2 feet. You are actually blocking their own blessings. They have things they need to do. I'm reading a book called Sacred Contracts, and it's really important that we all realize before we incarnated into these bodies that we made a deal with God to come and learn certain lessons and meet certain people and marry certain people, and those things are important. But when you're doing things that block somebody's own self of blessings or direction they need to go in because you keep helping them and you don't need to help them, they need to help themselves, you're blocking what their contract said. Maybe their contract said they have to learn how to do this by themselves, and you keep blocking it but trying to help them. You're not helping them. You're not helping them. You need to let people be who they are in the space that they're in, especially people who cling on to people for financial gain or reason. I need absolutely no one to help me financially. I need absolutely no help in how I take care of myself, ever. I take care of me. I know I'm my own lottery ticket. I know whatever I'm capable of doing, I do it. And I'm going to really move forward. And I have those mindset minds, when we talk about what you think comes to truth. So if you think it, it will be. And I think of myself in a very abundance and prosperous way of living. You know, prosperity and abundance doesn't always mean money. It means happiness and joy and love and the people around you who give you that same happiness, joy, and love. Yes, money can apply to abundance and prosperity, but that's not everything. That's not all you have in life. You know, money doesn't buy love. You have to have love in your heart, love for people, and abundance will flow easy when you do that. So be careful. I always kind of say those that are, you know, believers of God and source and spirit, you know, be spirit, source, God dependent, not codependent. So I hope that helped you today. I'm Becky Singleton, and I'm just like you.
Baby, can you show me the way?